Well, some Subway.
Some way.
Yeah, I'll look.
All that handshaking. Ew.
Isn't that different now? Boy, we had the conference, and it was just all day, you know, people I hadn't seen for a long time. You know, we're shaking hands and hugging and carrying on. It's the first day of the conference, and I'm just like, I don't dare put my hands up on my face at all. You know, I just don't dare. All right, guys, well, I'm still waiting. Oh, you just sent it. So I am going to be emailing you right now the results of what you inputted. So hang on a sec. There you go, guys. Just take a look at that. But what we need to do, I know you're gonna go right to that, so that's why I sent it right away. But, what do we have on your script, Mr. Chair, as far as the process is concerned? What we could do before you get too far down the road on this, you could start talking about strengths. Or you could, if you're looking at this and you think that there are two individuals that rise to the top, or three individuals that rise to the top, you could just decide to quickly make a decision as to who you want to bring back for your second round.
Oh, may I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even close.
My,
Candidate name,
what?
the number, not.
Not even close.
You can't say their names?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you wanted us to use the numbers when we talk about that.
No, I mean, with numbers, let's
I'm
not
like,
talk
they're all,
about.
we're here.
I'm, all
Yeah,
right.
but you can use the names,
Okay.
and just say, you know, I was very, you know, especially talking about the individuals, their strengths, that's what we want to focus on. But if you can say, I have individual as the top, and I'm ready to move in that direction, if you want to go that far.
Okay. My opinion is, I thought Melinda was fantastic. I would love to bring her back. I thought Jeff was also fantastic. I would like to bring him back. And I also would like to bring Jay back, and give him another shot. I think he was very nervous. But I think he did a good job, and I know he's, was well-liked here as a principal. I am not interested in bringing Brad back. While I was very impressed that he did his research in learning about the district and knew a lot about the district and what we do here, I just didn't feel like he said a lot but didn't really answer the questions directly and didn't provide examples. And I'm not sure he is a candidate I would like to bring back to finals, but I would be interested in bringing all three back on Monday for final interviews.
It's one set. Thank you, April.
I'd be interested in bringing just two back, Jeff Wilson and Melinda.
How about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I think Melinda or Mindy was clearly the best. She has the most experience. She's not gonna we're not gonna throw anything at her she hasn't seen before, and she'll be able to handle it. I think I mean, I loved what she had. I think her political connections with legislature and grant writing, those kind of things can be very helpful to the district. I would be willing to offer her a job right now. She's fantastic, and obviously, when you look at the numbers here, no one is even close to her. No one. So, I didn't mind Bradley. I thought Jay was really weak. I don't, you know, people know him here, but if he was anybody else from somewhere else, no one would give him another interview. And I think to be perfectly fair, I thought he did what this scores here say. He was the worst of the bunch as far as answering the questions. So I think with her experience, the other three don't have any experience as a superintendent. So, I mean, I would prefer to have somebody that's not going to have to learn on the fly, that knows what they're doing. And so I think she's clearly the strongest candidate.
Mindy and Jeff right now, then let's narrow it down and have one more discussion. I would go with those two right now. Eric?
Yeah, Mindy is phenomenal. Was really, really impressed with Jeff. He set the bar incredibly high right out of the gate. I felt like Jay was nervous as well. So I'd love to have Melinda and Jeff come back, and I'd like to give Jay another shot as well. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. So we've got. So we all can agree that Melinda and Jeff are our top two. Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. Well, let's talk about Jay. I'd be willing to let him come back. April, you said you'd be willing to let him come back. I understand what you said, Jeff. Greg, would you be willing to have him come back and interview again, or no?
Still on the fence.
Okay. Well, let's put a pin in that. How about you, Wade?
At this point, I knew Jay when I was on the board before. I know where he stands with things. At this point for the district, I am looking for someone that has more experience. And I think with Mindy was definitely showing that that's kind of what we're looking for. Also, when we had Gary here and we have Dale here, really showing what a veteran superintendent can accomplish just because they're more comfortable, they've seen it all. When you see things more times, it becomes second nature. And I guess that's what we're looking for right now. We got all this other stuff done finally. We're ready to move ahead with our school. And I'm looking at, Mindy scored very well, and I think so did Jeff. But I would go with those two. And I know Jay personally. Jay's a wonderful educator. I don't know if this is the role for him at this time, I guess is what I'm saying.
So by my Norwegian public school education, looks like straw poll, we bring those two back. Unless we can, you and I are for bringing Jay back, but.
So I'll just add this. My one, for me, the strength in Jay that the other two don't have is he knows the community and he wants to be a part of the community again. And the other two have no connection to the community. And I'm a little bit gun shy about, what happened last time. And so I like that he kind of knows what he's getting himself into and wants to be here. So that was one thing, but I do agree, like, there was a night and day difference between Melinda's experience and, agree with having Mr. Kufel here and then Dale and as a newer board member, seeing what a difference it makes having them help lead us too. It would be good. So, but with Jay, a lot of community members really were excited to see his name on the list. And if I'm representing the community, I think they would like to have him back, but.
What do you think, Mr. Lee?
Oh,
What do you recommend?
are we doing this as a motion? or-
Oh, yeah, it has to be a
Yeah,
motion.
Okay,
It has
so,
to be a motion.
all right.
And so,
Any further discussion on, I think we're ready to vote unless there's any further discussion.
Well, I will make a motion.
Make a motion.
Yeah.
Yep.
I move that we bring back Jeff Wilson and Mindy Crowley for the second interview on Monday.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any discussion? All right, hearing no discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
very good, board. Got some work done tonight.
Well, please pass along our thanks to Jay for coming down.
Yep.
And I'll do the same to Bradley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hit it too.
Jesus, wow. Like I said, you're a hot mic nightmare.
Eat some liquor, Morgan.
That's why I love coming over here. Yeah, I just love coming over here,
Big
guys.
toe of Minnesota.
Huh?
Big toe of Minnesota.
Good.
There you go.
We got a few other things to do tonight. We just want to review quickly the second round interview questions. Last time we had them do a presentation. I know you've also talked about,
I like that. I like the presentation.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the presentation.
Kind of hurt.
and if there's any
Took
other
people last time,
areas
don't
that you want them to expand on that they, didn't cover tonight. My only, the presentation, the question I would have on that is, the reason for the presentation is, are you trying to see how they are in front of people? Or are you trying to really get at something with this question? Because I think you've already heard the answer to this question tonight.
In her defense, it did make a difference last time.
It did, huh?
It did. It absolutely did with the presentation and how people interpreted it.
Okay. So is it the right question then? Or is it the question that really made the difference? Or was it the presentation that made the difference? See what I'm getting at?
Yep.
Presentation.
It
I
was the
like-
presentation, not the question.
Right, I like the question because to me, the superintendent does need to be good at marketing. And this is an opportunity to show what their marketing
So,
ability is and to tell their story.
how about if we, so this is what I got going through my noggin right now, and I haven't spent any time on this, I'm just noodling. How about if we look at a presentation that talks about a 90-day plan?
Yeah,
For the school district.
or first month, what would you do?
And how are you, as a superintendent, what skills are you gonna bring? Talk about yourself. I gotta think this through, I'm just brainstorming here. So how you're gonna talk about yourself, how you're gonna bring the board along, and what types of things are you going to do during your first
100 days,
100 days?
make that first 100 days.
So, what are the skill sets? Not only the skill sets, gotta think about they should be able, they've identified, all of them, that they all have weaknesses, because we're not hiring Jesus here. So, what would you do to also address areas that you're maybe not as strong in? Something to that effect?
To find someone to help you with that, or to?
Yeah, how are you going to address areas that you maybe don't have strengths in? How are you gonna do that? April, you're having second thoughts.
I don't really,
Yeah,
I don't really
I'm
like
not-
it.
that's getting a little.
I
too-
like leaving it wide open and seeing what they come up with, because we need someone creative, someone that can think outside the box, and if you leave it wide open, you see what they come up with,
Or tell us how you're gonna improve the Crescent School District,
yeah.
the Hoka School District. There, just leave it broad, and then they
How
can
to
go from there.
improve how they're going to improve the
Crescent Hoka School District.
Hey, Gary, can I interrupt you real
Yep.
quick? I see that Melinda is a finalist for Proctor,
Yep.
and they are making their decision tomorrow.
Oh, they are making a decision tomorrow.
Yes.
I didn't know where they were at on their deal. I just,
So,
Two districts, I think. Isn't she in 2 districts? I think she's,
Well, Gary's gonna have to get a hold of us in a hurry.
well,
I would just offer the job.
Can we
Could we do that?
offer, or do we want
we
to?
can do whatever we vote to do.
Could we?
so.
But
Yeah,
we-
but we already made a
We'd be
motion.
doing it without any input then from,
Yeah,
right? Because Monday we would be getting
input from the faculty, right?
yeah, and I would be hesitant to do it without, but we will risk losing out on her because,
Well, there's no, if she picked, even if she would pick probably of the two. So
yeah,
even if,
as far as searches we're running, she's only in the 2. She's a finalist now, the last round for Proctor. That's tomorrow night.
Yep.
And then,
Hope it snows
and then
up there.
Crescent and Hoka. That's
And
the
we're
only
not-
2 that she's put her hat in, that I know of. Unless she's done one with another search firm that I'm just.
oh, I thought I saw her, she was in 2 when I Googled her. But either way,
So does that, I know we made a motion and approved it.
You can rescind it.
well, what are we gonna rescind it?
Well.
I'm just saying, before we rescind it, let's make sure what we're
Yeah,
doing.
okay.
here.
Well, we can't bring back just one finalist.
Well, you can, it would just be awkward.
Yeah,
Well, I'm saying you can just,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
can do that. You can do that.
So I think if we have 3, then,
We have a better odds.
well, I don't know.
So
but
here's
if the
be in
third
your
one's
favor?
not ready, he's not ready, he's not gonna be ready.
I don't wanna
Yeah.
waste someone's time either,
Right.
and that's where I, just to be fair.
And just so you know, we've been through this already this year with one candidate interviewed the same night, 2 different districts, and they both picked them. All right? And I was running one, and I think John was running the other one. No, I think Bart was running it. And so that conversation was had ahead of time, said, what are you gonna do? You need to think about this if you get offered from both.
Right.
And the board, the conversation was had with the board also, when you bring back candidates, are you going to be satisfied, it's not that you're settling, you just may not have another choice. If, say you brought these 2 back, and Melinda accepts now tomorrow night, we also know that Jeff is interviewing multiple places, okay? But the timing of those are still okay. You're still okay with that right now? You in your head have to be good with saying, I might have really wanted Melinda, but Jeff is gonna do a good job too. You have to be able to say that to yourself, because if you now say, when you get to that point, you will have the choice, if he's the only one that comes back, you will have the choice to say, no, this isn't gonna work out. And then you're starting over. And frankly, guys, you had I think all four of these candidates can run this school. You know, I think Bradley had the problem of trying to view on the screen, that's always a problem. You know, but based on what I've seen and his references and whatnot, I think all four of them can run this school. And yeah, I know, that's fine. And,
She's slightly argumentative.
yeah, that's why she's the one looking for the football goal.
I found him,
Yeah,
thank you.
I know you did.
Yeah,
So, I just want you to be prepared. I want you to be prepared to know that with things, whatever option presents itself, it could be that Melinda says that if she gets offered the job at Proctor tomorrow, you know, well, maybe I'm gonna wait and find out. I also know her parents live up there.
Oh,
What size of school is Proctor, I guess?
Bigger than here.
Bigger than here?
It's a suburb of Duluth, pretty much.
Okay.
so it's cold.
they have an AstroTurf football field.
It's cold. It's
Cold.
Hopefully the
cold.
snowstorm over the weekend.
You know,
So let's just backtrack a bit. Even if we would just jump ahead and offer it to her, there's still no guarantee she's going to take it. She's still going to wait for the Proctor thing.
she
So
may-
either way,
we don't know that. We don't know that.
So I'm assuming she was.
I mean, yeah, she's not gonna
So
give
why
us,
wouldn't she, I guess? Why wouldn't she wait one day?
well, yeah, she's not gonna give us an answer tomorrow.
No, so she would wait. So no matter what, we're gonna be waiting with her.
Yeah.
So we should, I think we have a decision to go forward with the two, and I guess we see where it goes. I guess my thoughts.
Yeah, and if she would take it, could we add anybody after that, or?
That's
That's where we run into
problematic
issues.
because that individual, if you add after the fact,
Yeah.
is gonna know
Yeah,
that they
that's true.
were, because
Yep,
I'm gonna call them
yep.
tonight.
They weren't on that finalist
Yep,
list.
yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, I get it. I get it.
So is everyone comfortable with just the two then?
I'm okay.
I still am.
Roll the dice. Let's roll the dice.
Okay,
So let's move forward a day or two here, and let's say that Mindy does accept the other position, and we're down to one candidate then. Can we reconvene then on Monday, or do we still have to interview him on Monday?
I think it's a good deal just to sit down and have, you're gonna show your community that you're doing your due diligence to sit down and have another conversation. and
Fair
move
enough.
through the
No,
ringer.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I would do. I mean, what you guys have just decided, if I was sitting in your chair, that's exactly what I would have done. So.
All right,
All right.
So,
Snowstorm
we're
tomorrow
gonna
night.
modify the
Duluth is gonna be
presentation.
cold.
Okay. I'm gonna finish these things up before I leave here tonight, get them sent off to the queen over there, and then,
She prefers princess.
princess, okay, princess.
I thought it was she-devil, but that was just.
I've already decided I need to be a father figure and start helping about her boyfriend here, so.
Oh.
Better not have that on the recording tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uncle Gary.
Gary was drinking again.
Any other problems with any of the other questions that we have here? I mean, we're getting to roles in number 14, which is good.
Okay, what's the question for our presentation
It
again?
is going to be, what are you going to do when you come, if you're the next superintendent, to make the Cressa-Holka, yes, a better school district?
Ain't that the kind of the same as 6 then?
Yes.
I like the 100 days.
100 days?
Map out, what's your first 100 days gonna look like?
Yeah,
What do you guys think of that?
yeah, I like it.
So as part of the presentation or not?
They didn't
Well,
like that
That
idea.
would be the presentation, right?
That would be the presentation.
How about presentation, 5 to 7 minutes? Tell us about your first 100 days as the superintendent of the La Crescent Hoka School District.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds a lot better than what I was saying.
Yes, agreed.
Let's go with that. Okay.
oh, God.
tell us about did you say you wrote down?
Tell us about your first 100 days
Yep.
as the superintendent of the La Crescent Hoka School District.
They're the people that won. Practice up on trivia.
Okay, I'll get that change made.
And I'm gonna copyright that, so don't use that in your other districts
There you
as a, I get royalties if you
Yeah.
steal that question.
He's tough.
The Carlson question.
He's tough.
Yep.
Okay, what else do I need tonight? That's it. I think I can handle
You even that, or-
everything else.
That was
Who's
yours.
gonna make the
No.
phone calls now?
No, I
You
took my word
and, have you already done phone
I'm
calls?
sick of it.
Sparingly.
Okay, so we need two people, you know,
Those two.
one each
Yes.
has
I'll-
to do reference checks.
All right,
I'll take,
you can take
no,
Mindy.
you do. You choose.
I'll take Jeff.
Then I have Melinda.
There we are.
Okay. So,
4 o'clock Monday.
4 o'clock Monday. And I think I'm gonna come early so I can also get a lot of heat, which I don't think we will this weekend. So I can bring my camera with, and I'm gonna stop along the freeway and take pictures of some of that ice.
Ooh, you should go to lacrosse.
Catch some
Multi-million-dollar bald eagle spot.
Really?
Just off I-90 in lacrosse.
Past
North-
French
You do
Island.
the
Exit
causeway. You do the causeway, right?
Exit 3.
Yeah.
Can you send that to me? Okay.
Exit 3.
Tons of eagles
I
down
saw, I think, 65 eagles
Yep.
last
Really?
weekend.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
crazy.
crazy.
I had
Well, I
6
hope
of them
it's
on
a
my
decent
back door
day.
chewing on a deer.
Yep.
4 bald eagles and 2 golden eagles.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
there. All right.
Thanks, Pete.